Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Greene, and today we have a delicious palette of fantasy news to get through. And let's go ahead and start off with some brilliant updates around the Wheel of Time. Now, I'm a bit late to the party here, but the What on Prime Twitter account did release a promotional video that showed a specific dagger from the series that's rather important. I can't get into spoilers, so I won't, but this seems to be the first bit of footage from the show that's genuinely footage from the show. The previous promotional things have just been like CGI renderings of props or unveilings of certain, pieces of sets. Now we are getting hey, this seemed to be like a shot from the show. Fantastic, and I'm thrilled to see this. But I'm also going to take the opportunity here to encourage you to check out other Wheel of Time related channels that are able to cover this more thoroughly and quicker than I did myself. I love helping out the community, so if you want to check out Unraveling the Pattern, he has a whole deep dive on this dagger, did a great job. Or The Dusty Wheel, where they did a live stream, and they constantly do live streams around the Wheel of Time. Both those channels I'll have linked down below. Absolutely magnificent and worth your time, if you're a Wheel of Time fan. But we also have one other quick piece of Wheel of Time news that I have to treat equally to every other time an actor, director, producer, whatever says this, and it's that Rosamund Pike came forward and said she hopes that the Wheel of Time series lasts for a long time. Specifically, she feels like she'll be around these characters for a long time because the world is so great. And I agree with everything you're saying, but I have to treat this as every other time an actor comes forward and is like, the thing I'm in is awesome, isn't that great? Go watch it. Yes. I agree. I can't let my Wheel of Time hype change how I react to this. Yes, this is someone involved in the project, hyping the project, that is all. But we all know she's right. Okay, moving on. Now, in a piece of quickie news, STX TV is going to adapt Hafsa Faisal's YA fantasy adventure novel, We Hunt the Flame. Now, I looked into STX TV a little bit. I'm not super familiar with any of their projects, but I don't ever dismiss, projects from studios just because I haven't heard from them, especially with how many times I've seen studios that don't have great projects under their belt turn around and just put out a masterpiece. So I'm excited for this. Next news. And we also got a cover reveal for Fury of a Demon by Brian Nusland. This cover definitely stands out to me. It's got a lot of personality to it. Appreciate that. In total nerd news, 100,000%, this is for the nerds out there. As you're probably aware, we just landed another rover on Mars. That's an achievement for all of humanity. Congratulations, us. And it even has a little helicopter attachment. That's not relevant to the story. I just think that's really, really cool. We got a little hovercraft on Mars. Dope. But one of the people involved and responsible for getting the rover successfully landed onto Mars tweeted out, "Tell all who will hear, Perseverance sails for Mars, and she calls for an iron rain," at Pierce Brown. One of the engineers tweeted that out. That's a Red Rising reference. That's super cool. I love that. And also, he was wearing a Howler mask. I just like it because I'm nerdy. But before we get any further into fantasy news, I need to update you with my relationship to Campfire. Campfire, I just know one thing. We've been through the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, but I can't quit you. You've been there for me when I needed a timeline, when I needed a way to organize all the magical items. You provided it, and you were able to give me just the modules I wanted for myself. You're an online web application that delivers, and I'm just wondering, how can I deliver back? You cost less than a streaming service a month, because I guess I pay for this relationship, and yet you allow me to be creative, innovative, and expand my storytelling to levels I never thought possible. And Campfire Blaze just opens whole new doors for storytellers as a whole. Whether you're a DM, an author, or a screenwriter, doesn't matter. Campfire, you're the one I want to be with, from beginning to end. I don't care if you keep the option available in the description down below for my subscribers to sign up to. You're good enough for everyone to have. In fact, I think everyone needs a little Campfire in their life. Now, can we make this work? Now for some cover reveal news. Adrian Tchaikovsky has released his Elder Race, described as a junior anthropologist on a distant planet must help the locals he has sworn to study to save a planet from an unbeatable foe. And I just want to say, look at this cover. Oh, it's beautiful. That is a beautiful cover. I enjoy it. It's just epic in every sense of the way that sci-fi should be. Brilliant, and this author has proven himself to be an absolute masterclass writer, so I'm here for it. Gonna be reading it. Comes out November this year, specifically November 16th. I gotta, be thorough, do my job. Mark your calendars. Do it. Put it on your calendar. Put it on the calendar. Open up your calendar app. Put it, even if you don't want to buy it. I demand you do that. We're not moving on until you do it. moving on. Subterranean Presses has put out their release of Anthony Ryan's upcoming City of Songs. Of course, because it's Subterranean Presses, you can go ahead and get their signed lettered edition for $275. Or you can go ahead and get their signed numbered edition for $40. More reasonable. This is the third book in the Seven Swords series, one I'm not quite familiar with, but hey, I do enjoy Subterranean Presses. They make some good stuff from what I've seen. And in news that geeked me, it geeked me so hard. I've been talking about the rumor of a Diablo 2 Remastered coming down the road for quite some time. It's officially been confirmed, and we finally have the trailer. And watching this, I just felt like young Daniel sitting at my brother's desk playing Diablo 2 for the first time. Like, it looked like how my child brain made the game look when I was a kid. Just, wow. I'm absolutely going to play this, hopefully get a group of my friends together, and just all the way through. Yes. Oh my god, so much yes. I originally thought a new class that was announced for Diablo 4 is actually going to be included in this new Diablo 2 remastering. It's not. That's a little disappointing, but still, I'm going to be playing this 1000%. And am I the only one who has this much nostalgia for Diablo 2? I feel like I'm the only one who hypes it this much, but I genuinely think it's the best dungeon crawler ever created. I quivered a little. It is so good. But yes, there's also a new class announced for Diablo 4, Rogue. They seem to be confusing Rogue and Assassin. I don't consider those the same thing, but they're calling it Rogue, and it's clearly an whatever. And the popular anime website Crunchyroll released its 2021 Anime Awards. Now, I do not want to speak too heavily on this because as someone who's just getting into anime, I feel like I'd be speaking from a place of extreme ignorance, but hey, it's cool to see this, and I am signing up for Crunchyroll because it's not affordable to get into this any other way. It's definitely the best option. Well, sponsor me? They're not sponsored, but I think it's a good product. And in a slightly different vein, we had the Mortal Kombat trailer drop. I've been a mild Mortal Kombat fan at different points in my life. But as a mild fan, this does look like a damn good Mortal Kombat adaptation. And from what I've seen from the much larger fans that I follow, they all seem extremely hype. I'll be keeping an eye on this one. Those fatalities, good God. Turning someone's blood into a knife and stabbing them with that blood knife. Whoever thought of that, you deserve a Hugo Award or something. And in a piece of news I actually want to take a moment to slow down and really speak on. It's been confirmed that Daisy Ridley has expressed some interest, sometimes this is blown way out of proportion, so I don't want to say anything more than just some interest in playing Spider-Woman in Sony's greater MCU connected universe. And I think I immediately saw some people were against this. They're like, no, I don't want Daisy Ridley as Spider-Woman. I'd prefer an unknown actress. I definitely understand that thought process, but I'm kind of down for Daisy Ridley being Spider-Woman. She showed a lot of potential in the Star Wars movies before the writing got so weak that I think there wasn't much there for her to work with. So I would like to see this actress be given another shot at helming a major franchise type thing. And Spider-Woman is a character I genuinely like. But I also understand how a lot of people think superheroes have enough super A-list faces being involved with them. Can we get some people who are unknown to be major superheroes? I get that argument. So let me know where you fall in this in the comments down below. And yeah, Daisy Ridley for Spider-Woman. How do you feel about that? I also just think that if her and Tom Holland prove to have great chemistry in the movie they have coming out together, I forget what it's called, then yeah, absolutely have her as Spider-Woman because it's really important for Peter Parker and Spider-Woman to have great chemistry because I assume they'd make them kind of, connected. That'd be cool. Now, in the final piece of fantasy news we're covering here today, apparently Stephen King and J.J. Abrams have been talking about teaming up to do an anthology series of, quote, tiny horrors, unquote. On a recent panel for Apple TV Plus, or whatever Apple is calling it, King said specifically, I talked with JJ a lot about a possible anthology series of tiny horrors. We got really down and dirty about it and talked about things that were really scary. Now, the two have already collaborated on the upcoming Leslie's story, so I hope if that turns out really strong, this can pull through. But I'm not sure I entirely see J.J. Abrams' way of creating and Stephen King's stories melding extremely well, but I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I know I got a lot of Stephen King fans in the audience. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. But this has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Like and subscribe if you have not already. And if you'd like to contribute to the fantasy news you see here on the channel, join the Discord server, go to the fantasy news section, and post stories you'd like to see covered there. Have a good one, y'all. Peace. And of course, I'd like to record a special shout out to my latest high-tier Patreon, Garrett Zion. Have a good one. Peace.